From Hollywood, it's the Tom Leykis Show.
I want it now.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No! Not even a pill-popping wacko. I am your host. Write down our telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. The Tom Leykis Show, brought to you in part by H&R Block. You got people and a crossfade. For an office near you, call 1-800-HR-BLOCK or visit hrblock.com. We didn't have time to edit one of those together, did we? Unbelievable. People know about all our production issues on the air. It's great. Not enough music to fit in the billboard. Oh, yes. Anyway, here we are. It's Leykis 101, the ongoing on-air adult education course that teaches men how to get more tail for less money. Just as importantly, we teach women how men think at 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Hernan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello there.
Yes.
Yeah, Tom.
Yes.
I want to know just a couple things. Are you Jewish? Come on, don't give me that stare. Don't give me that look.
Is this a trick question?
No, it's not. It's just because you're telling everybody that they should sleep around, and, like, basically what's coming out of your mouth is basically, and you know it's true, it's nonsense, because you show no fear of the Almighty.
Ah, so I must be a Jew.
Well, I just asked you. You didn't say nothing.
Well, I'm waiting to hear your anti-Semitic rant, and I thought you were going to continue with that.
I'm Jewish myself, so.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm not? And actually,
No.
The word is Hebrew, not Jewish. You know that.
You're not. You're not even close.
All right.
Hey, come on, don't lie to me.
Lying is a sin, you know that, right?
Doesn't mean you wouldn't do it.
If I had fear of God, I wouldn't do it. Why would I lie to you?
Believe me, you'd lie to me.
Well, my question is, why are you telling everybody to sleep around when you know the Father commands us not to?
Well, because, number one, I'm an atheist. I don't submit to your fairy tale character called the Father, okay? There is no such person. and therefore, I don't submit to the fictional writings called the Bible. I just don't.
Wait a minute. Who said anything about the Bible? I read the Torah.
I don't care about the Torah either. To me, it's all fiction.
It's all fiction. Have you ever been in a situation of life and death?
A situation of life and death?
Where your life was at risk, where you almost lost your life?
Yes, I was.
What was the first thing?
I'm going to tell you what it was. I was on against a 50,000-watt clear channel AM radio station, and I was on a 5,000-watt station with 7 directional towers and no signal at night.
And I'm willing to
And
know,
I had to beat them in the ratings, and I did.
And I'm willing to bet, and I usually don't say this bet, but a figure of speech, I got to go down to your, to your frequency and talk the way you
Down
talk.
to my frequency.
Yeah.
Yes. Which frequency are you coming from? 107 points was something else? Well, we're in, our frequency. You have to come down to our frequency.
Well, you know what I mean. The point is that...
No, I really don't.
Okay, well, let me explain.
Man, if your intellect or none, you would think that you would be more articulate.
Okay. Anyway... You know, the first thing that came out of your heart was, oh, my God. Why do people say that when it comes to life and death? When there's nothing else left, why is it that your spirit...
People say, oh, my God, when they're watching a funny video on YouTube.
No. You know what I mean. You're just in denial. The reason you're upset, you've had 4 lousy marriages, and you blame women.
Well, you are a regular listener, aren't you? You're our biggest customer.
I'm a biggest customer.
You're our biggest customer.
I don't want you to go to Shaul. I don't want you to go to hell. Because that's where you're heading. No matter how much money you have.
Is that so? You were not born Jewish, were you, son?
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Okay, if you say so.
No, you weren't.
You're telling me what I did.
Yeah, I am.
Prophet then, right?
And you're not a traditional Jew either. You're one of those Lubavitchers or something like that, aren't you?
No. I'm Yehudi. I'm Messianic. Do you even know what Messianic means?
I have no idea. And by the way, don't care. Yes, he wants to turn the show into sermonette. 1-800-5800-TOM. I am your professor. Let's say hello here to Tony on the Tom Leykis show.
Hey, Tom. How you doing, Tom?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Tom, I got a little situation.
This is Tony here, and Tony, he got a question.
I got a question, Tom. You know what? Let me just tell you something. I got divorced maybe about 8 months ago, 7-8 months ago. I've been bringing girls over my house, and I kind of like it. And I've been thinking about, there's this one I'm getting serious with.
Why do you need to be serious in a serious relationship?
Because I like how they clean my house. I like how they put my kids' clothes away.
Hire a maid. A maid is cheaper.
Really?
Yes.
See, I get.
I have done. By the way, I've had both. I've had a maid. I've had a wife.
Really?
A maid is cheaper.
You know, sometimes, they get kind of expensive. I looked into that, and, I can't afford a maid. This girl...
Do you know how much? Do you know how much she's going to cost you?
I'm wearing a condom, so she's not going to cost me very much unless she comes
If she... You're going to marry her, you said.
No,
or move in with her.
I just want her to move in and kind of keep my house organized and have a warm dinner when I get home.
Right. But do you understand? Let's review. Now, there's something about this woman that you haven't told us. You haven't told us about her 2 pieces of baggage that she carries everywhere she goes. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, she's not a part of that. She let those kids go, and she left to leave with the dad. Dad took custody of them.
So she must be a real winner if she couldn't get custody of her own kids.
But she's great around the house, and she's great in bed, Tom.
But again, I'm telling you, you will be paying. If she moves in, who's going to pay the rent?
I'll make her get a part-time job if I have to.
Oh, yeah. Good luck on that.
Really?
And once she moves in, as I told you, letting a woman move in is like running the Roach Motel. You know, the roaches move in, but they can't move out.
You know, that's what happened to me at first. You're right about that, because I was trying to get her out the first couple of days.
That's how it is.
And she just came to my house unexpected, and it just kind of blew me away. But then she came more often, and she started cleaning my house and doing my laundry and making
because she wants to get into your home. And believe me, once she gets in there, the amount of housework will decline. You will be paying her expenses. And on top of that, she'll want you to marry her. And you won't be able to get her out because you'll be running the Roach Motel.
So that's a bad idea then.
It's always a bad idea. If you want a maid, hire one. Or get a second job to pay for it.
What if I just use her to come clean my house and then just use her once a week?
She will have the keys to your mouth. We're on the air.
Sorry. Well, yeah, that's what I'm calling. I'm just, I like the way she cleans. I like the way she...
You like the way she cleans?
I get home and I have a clean house.
You like the way she cleans the pipe?
That too.
And the other infrastructure of the house.
That's one thing I like about her is that she makes me my lunch. I get home and everything is there, and dessert is great.
Don't you understand that this is like, have you ever been in like Las Vegas and they got those girls there out on the street with big buckets of like Marlboros and other cigarettes? They go, free cigarettes? You want some free cigarettes?
Yes, I've seen them.
Right. And how many people who smoked those first couple of Marlboros they got for free? How many people end up spending $5, $6, $7, $8 a pack for Marlboros later on?
Right.
Right. Think of her coming over doing housework as little packs of Marlboros.
Oh, man.
She's doing it now. until she gets in. What, by the way, why did the ex-husband bounce her? She couldn't even get custody of her kids. I bet she's a real pip. Why did the ex-husband bounce her?
You know what? I guess she didn't hire a lawyer. She was representing herself.
That is not, you're not answering the question I asked.
I guess.
I didn't ask why did she get a raw deal in her divorce. I asked why did the husband dump her?
She blamed it on the husband. That's what she's telling me.
Yeah.
That he was this and the other, and
yeah. So did she explain why she chose a guy like that?
She said they were with each other since they were young.
Uh-huh.
And they had a kid when they were 15.
Uh-huh.
So then, you know.
And you don't think she'll want to get pregnant again?
Well, I'm using protection, Tom. I listen to you.
But she is not.
But I am.
Is she?
She's not, but I am.
Do you know why she's not?
That's why I use protection.
Just say it. Why is she not using birth control?
Maybe she wants to get pregnant?
Not maybe.
Really?
Women who don't use birth control want to have a baby. And I'm telling you, as a condom user, that no matter how faithful a condom user you are, sometimes one will slip. Sometimes one will leak. Sometimes you'll be with a woman who has been doing so many exercises with the Benoit balls that suddenly you find that it's missing.
Let me ask you something, Tom. Another question here. I had relationships with this one girl, and she has a better job than me. She makes way more money. I made a mistake. I was intoxicated, and one thing led to another. By the end of the night, I had sex with her.
And she's pregnant now, and what?
No, she's not pregnant right now, but that came to mind right now when she said, and you just said that you're not using birth control. Why would she, I mean, I don't know.
They want to have a baby.
Really?
Really?
Well, that's good to know. I mean, I got to get rid of her then, because I mean, at the same time, I'm seeing other people right now too, and I'm living my single life, and I don't have to respond to anyone.
Well, you're dating other people. Why do you want somebody to move in? That's insane.
I just thought of it because I like the way
it's too good an offer, and I'm telling you, if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
Yeah. Well, I'll get to that, Tom, and I'm just going to let her loose then and just keep on having sex with other people then.
Just don't be having sex. Any woman who tells you she's not using birth control, it's time to kick them out.
That's good to know. That is good to know.
Condoms are a backup. You should wear them 100% of the time, but they're a backup.
I will definitely start asking before I go into bed with them.
You need to know if they're using birth control, and they'll usually tell you.
Well, how do you believe them? I mean, how do you...
Oh, they usually... By the way, they don't usually lie about it. They usually say things like, well, don't you have a condom? Then you have your answer.
You know what? All the women I've been sleeping with, that's what they always ask me for.
Right.
I have a condom.
Well, I mean, look, somebody could ask you if you have a condom because they're afraid of getting HIV. I got to understand that, okay? But here's the deal. If you ask her if she's using birth control and her answer is, don't you have a condom, she's letting you know she's not using birth control.
So I'm at risk right there.
Yes.
And that's where I have to stop. And
this is how these poor losers who call the show all the time get nailed.
yes,
Don't you understand that?
I'm already getting nailed
You're getting nailed by who?
by my ex.
I didn't say you're getting mail. Your train there? I think your train just arrived. I didn't say getting mail. I said getting nailed.
Yeah.
All right. You have a lot to think about, obviously.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Leykis.
Any guy out there who isn't single and is just kissing ass to his girlfriend right now needs to get with the program and DTB.
It's Leykis 101 on the Tom Leykis Show.
97.1 Free FM. SoCal's FM talk station.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. Leykis 101. I am your professor at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Nick on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Professor? How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
I got a question for you. I've been listening to your show for a long time, and I've been hearing that you're saying having kids is wrong. Is that true?
Well, I never said having kids is wrong. I said, you know...
You are against having kids.
Well, I happen to love children, but I also believe that every child has a mother, and that mother is somebody you're going to be paying for the rest of your life.
Okay, so you shouldn't have kids, right? Is that what
I don't.
Okay, so if everyone went by the way you're...
Everyone won't, and everyone doesn't. There are plenty of poor and stupid people who will more than make up the difference.
Okay, so, but you're saying the way you're thinking is right, and if everyone thought the right way, then there would be no more people on the...
Well, but no, that's not true, because first of all, 100% of the people never do what anybody says. Okay. Secondly, the fact is that the ones who will take my advice will be the more intelligent among us, the more affluent among us, and the ones who will not take my advice will be the poor and the dumb.
Okay, so we're just going to have... if we had more intelligent people around, then we wouldn't have any more kids. If your parents were intelligent, if your dad was intelligent, then you wouldn't be around.
What?
If your dad was intelligent, then you wouldn't be around.
Well, maybe Adolf Hitler wouldn't be around. Maybe Saddam Hussein wouldn't be around.
Yeah, but there's so many good people out there. I mean, we need people
There
around.
are plenty of bad people around, too.
Yeah, so the answer to that is not having kids.
I'm telling you that the bottom line here is that the poor and the dumb will more than make up the difference. I have no social responsibility to procreate.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. But your father made a decision to have you, right?
And it's a done deal. I'm here. That's that.
Okay.
End of story.
So is he intelligent? Would you consider your father an intelligent
I would
person?
consider my father at best of average intelligence.
Average intelligence, okay.
And he
so
was, by the way, more importantly, he was poor.
He was poor, okay. So only poor people should have kids, and people...
That's who would be having kids if they understood all of the implications of having kids, especially having to pay some bitch for the rest of her life or your life.
I mean, I'm totally cool with that. I mean, you don't have to be with some bitch paying for her doing this, but I mean, it's a simple concept. You know, you got to have kids, pass your genetics on. Wouldn't you want to have a little Tom Leykis running around?
No, no. Number one, no. Number two, there are four siblings in my family. 3 of them have my DNA. The 4 of them they all have my DNA. The children have my DNA as well.
So what happens after they all after 100 years? There's no more people to pass on the word of Tom Leykis. There's no one else.
Well, why would I assume that any of my offspring would agree with what I say, much less pass on my words?
Well, parents should teach their kids what...
You can teach your kids whatever you want. There are plenty of kids who rebel against their parents. I would say it's the norm.
Okay, well, all this wealth that you have that you talk about, I mean, that's cool. You're a capitalist. This is a capitalist society, but who's going to enjoy that after you're gone?
I don't care. You know what? Here's who's going to enjoy it. People who were good to me during my life.
Okay.
Charities I care about.
All right, that sounds good. It's just, I think that people should have kids, but they shouldn't pay, maybe they shouldn't have, get married. I mean, you're right about that. Getting married is a totally wrong way of living your life these days. But in terms of passing on your genetics, I mean, come on.
I don't see passing on your genetics to be all that important. What makes you think you're so perfect and wonderful that your genetics need to be passed on?
I mean, I'm not perfect and wonderful. It's just that's the normal way of human existence. That's what's happened thousands of years.
There are plenty of things that happened for years. You know, we had slavery for thousands of years. Just because it happened doesn't make it right.
That's true, but if we're all right now, we all change and think the right way, then we're not going to have any kids. I mean, whatever's...
Those who don't have kids will be more well-off, financially well-off, They'll be able to do all the things they've dreamed of, whether it be going to school or traveling to different countries or owning a boat or whatever it is they want to do. They will never have to go to Disney World or Legoland on vacation.
Okay. So I got a question for you, another question. I'm a young guy. I'm 20 years old. I got big dreams. I'm doing my thing. So I shouldn't have kids right now? Is that what you're trying to say?
Right now, you definitely shouldn't have kids.
What period? I shouldn't have kids, period, and I can't get what you have if I have kids? Is that what you're trying to say?
If you have kids, it becomes a lot harder.
A lot harder, but...
Yes.
Okay.
And most people are like my father and others like him who had dreams, but ultimately they had to scale back their dreams because they had kids.
I mean, I think you're beating around the bush a little bit, Tom, because you're not telling me exactly what I want to hear. I'm telling you, if you think everyone should think like you are.
I don't think everyone will ever think the way I do.
But that's what the...
I think anyone who is intelligent, who is intelligent will see it my way.
Would that be your ideal society of everyone thinking like you and being...
Everyone will never think the way I do.
But would you think that's an ideal society?
No.
No?
No, I do like diversity, and the fact is I do like children.
Yeah, I mean, you do like children, but you gotta make children to like the children.
No, I don't. I didn't make my nephew. My nephew is wonderful, fantastic. I love spending time with him. And when I'm done, I'm done for now, and then we see each other again sometime.
Okay, so whoever has kids, you're going to look them in the eye. You're going to tell them that they're from mediocre intelligence and they're not as...
I don't have to tell them. It speaks for itself.
They'll know, right? They'll feel...
Speaks for itself.
They'll feel inferior.
Speaks for itself.
Okay, Tom, I think... could you take me out Kobe style?
Yes.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
1-800-5800-TOM, Leykis 101. I am your Professor Marcia. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Marcia.
Okay, so your opinions are based upon your experience with women, right?
Everybody's opinions are based on their experience.
Okay, well, the pictures...
Including yours.
On the internet...
Darling, you're not... darling, I'm going to stop you right there. Everybody already knows what you're about to say. There's one wise-ass female every week who calls in and has your exact same script. And we've all heard it. Everybody who listens to the show has been to the website. They've all seen my picture. They all know everything you're going to say because we've heard it before. You understand?
You want to cut me off because you don't...
No, you know what? I want to cut you off because you're a big mouth bitch. And now I have. With nothing original to say. That's why I want to cut you off. Not because I'm afraid of you. I'll meet you in a dark alley anytime, dear. You can tell that to my face. 1-800-5800-TOM is... I'll bring Dean and his bat. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Jace? Is that your name, Jace?
Yes, sir.
Jace?
Hello, Tom!
Hello, Jace.
My father, my teacher, my brother.
Yes.
I got to talk to all my brothers out there real quick. You need to listen to our teacher, our father, our brother. Do not live with ladies. You might be able to have a girlfriend now and again. You shouldn't do that either. You don't live with them. It can only go wrong.
And it generally does.
Up here in the state of Washington, as I believe it, you move in with a girl, she gets a piece of mail, she is established resident, and she gets half of your nonsense. And I'm not sure if it's true, but it still doesn't matter. Don't do it, my brothers.
Thank you, Jace. Appreciate the call. Checking in from the front. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Kim on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Tom. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I am a 40-year-old Spanish woman. I'm a professional.
So you're from... Wait. You're from Spain?
My parents are.
Your parents are from Spain, so you're an American woman.
I'm an American woman, 40 years old, go to the gym 5 times a week.
Great.
I am attracted, men are attracted to me that are always younger, thinking I'm 25, so that kills the whole 40-year-old woman thing, and she gets really fat and ugly. That doesn't happen.
No one said that 100% of everybody is the same. There are exceptions to every rule. Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
I have been listening to you for about a month, and every time I hear you refer to women, I have heard you say all. I want to
No, you have
not.
not. You have not heard me say all. You have not. And, in fact, I'll pay you $10,000 if you could produce a tape or an exact transcript from a reliable source that I said that. I want to see it.
Okay, fine. I have
Where is
never
it?
used men for money.
Do you have a tape?
I have never.
You just said
I think you know that I don't have a tape.
Well, because I never said any such thing. And do you think I'd offer you $10,000 if I had?
I don't know if you would or wouldn't, Tom. I just called to really make a point, and we're like,
well, you'll get to. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll decide what the subject is here, smart mouth. Do you understand that I'm the boss here, and that I will determine the pace of the conversation, and I will determine whether you ever get to the little point you want to make, and I may even decide to press the eject button and not let you finish. And that's my prerogative as the host of this program. You are not going to tell me how to do the show.
That's fine, Tom.
Good.
I know. My problem is this.
I think we know what your problem is, sister.
I'll tell you what the problem is. You're a fake and a phony. I don't believe half of what you said.
Really?
You have Leykis zombies calling in. Half of what you're saying that you do, you don't do that. You're a liar. I know you're a liar.
How do you know? You know I'm a liar.
American men.
You know I'm a liar?
Listen to you.
You know that's actionable. I have a good attorney. You said you know I'm a liar. I want the proof. I want the proof right now. I want it.
You are a phony.
Where's the proof?
You talk to women the way you talk to them outside of that show. It's a game to you.
Oh, you think so, do you?
I know for a fact. Tom, you couldn't get
with a trap like that the gums never stop flapping, with that mouth that never shuts, what man would want to listen to this? What man could stand to listen to this? You're like a Tyler Perry movie calling in here. Are you kidding me?
You are the worst example for
the worst of the worst. Listen to this. Just another sassy caller, another sassy over-the-hill female. Never shuts up. Why would any man sign up for a lifetime of this? Listen to this. Listen how it is. What's your husband's name, dear? What is your husband's name? What is your husband's name? What is your husband's name? Your husband's name?
Extremely bitter.
What is your husband's name is not applicable, correct?
My husband's name is Aaron. Thank you very much.
Aaron?
We're extremely happy.
Really?
We have never.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him.
Extremely happy. So we're
love to talk to him. If he has to listen to this, I guarantee you he's not happy.
I guarantee you he's.
You are delusional. If you believe that, you're delusional.
He wouldn't tell
I won't go so far as to say you're a liar. I'll just say you're delusional.
You know what? He's extremely happy. And you know
what? Sure he is.
You could never have that, Tom.
Oh, sure.
Never have that.
Why'd you put Aaron on the phone?
You could never have.
Why don't you put Aaron on the phone?
My husband would never talk to me the way you.
Why don't you put him on the phone?
They talk with respect.
See, it just never stops.
No respect. You want
Listen to this.
All the time.
Unbelievable. Where is your husband?
And you get your
probably boning your best friend right now.
Excuse me?
Where is your husband?
At work.
Oh, he's at work.
You're at work.
That's what he told you.
At work. I'm sorry.
I used to say that too.
He does not fit your
mold. I was doing
mold.
production tonight, honey.
He does not fit your mold.
Listen to this.
And you don't fit the mold either. Like I said, I believe you're a phony. And all these.
Sure. Well, you've already said it. Are you done? Do you have any new material?
Excuse me?
Do you have any new material? Because if you're going to repeat what you've already said, we're going to end the conversation right now.
Okay, let me explain this. This fatherless stuff that you're giving to the public.
Fatherless stuff?
Men, okay, as far as leaving your child and not paying child support, let me explain.
When did I say that?
Child support,
I will pay you $100,000 to produce a tape of me saying to people, don't pay child support.
And you're not funny.
I'm not going to let you finish misquoting me until you either accept or reject my offer. I'm offering you $100,000 cash if you can prove I said what you just said. $100,000.
If I can prove what?
That I told men not to pay child support. I want to see the proof.
No, you tell them that they're stupid for paying child support.
No, I don't.
You think they're going
You have never heard me say that, and I'm not going to let you yell over me and create the impression that I did. I never said it, and you know I never said it, and I just offered you $100,000 to present proof that I ever said it, and you're trying to ignore it because you know that once you take me up on that, you're going to have to produce the goods, which you don't have.
You wouldn't pay me $100 if I could produce it.
I believe me. We're regulated. We are regulated by the Federal Communications Commission. If I offered to pay you $100,000 and then I didn't, I would be in trouble. I couldn't do that. I just offered you $100,000. I want you to prove I said, don't pay child support. Ready? Prove it.
You know what, Tom? You know what you said, and someone else will call
Prove
you
it.
and say the same thing to show you
Prove
how
it.
you are.
You are exactly wrong. I have never said that, and because I never said that, and because you cannot produce any evidence of it, and because you've got a big, fat mouth that never shuts up, and your poor husband's probably boning your best friend right now, I don't want to talk anymore.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
You'll be glad to know when I did the DTB email I got from my girl said, and if I hear the name Tom Leykis one more time, I'm going to throw up.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show, Leykis 101. I am your professor. At 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Let's continue with the calls here. Mallory on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
I had a question.
Okay.
I've been listening to your show for a few weeks now, and I kind of like it. I wanted to know what your idea of a perfect woman was.
That would be a woman who turns into a six-pack in a sandwich after I F her.
That's all?
Wouldn't
you
that
don't
be,
think
that
there's
would
no
be,
idea of a perfect woman at all?
That would be perfect to me. I haven't met one yet, but that would be perfect.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Why?
Thank you.
Wait. Why was that? Were you hoping I was going to describe you?
No, I doubt that. No, I don't really think there is one. I kind of agree with your concept with that women are evil, but there is an exception to every rule.
Well, I haven't met the one who turns into a six-pack in a sandwich, but if there is one out there.
All right, hopefully you find her.
Yes. That's the girl I've been looking for my whole life.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. 21 sounds jaded already. Another satisfied customer. This is Sean on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Oh, man, do I respect you.
Oh,
You're
God.
a king. I just need your stamp of approval on something real quick before I make the plunge. I've been dating this girl for a while, and she wants to get an apartment with me, but I told her, you know what? I ain't got no dough. I just don't, you know. So if you want me to live with you, you got to cough up the rent. And she was like, oh, that's no problem. I can afford it. And so I was like, all right, sweet. But then I was thinking, hey, what would Tom do? So I thought I'd call you and ask you.
Tom would get a job.
Well, I've got a job.
Tom would get a job that pays better.
Well, that probably would help. But, you know, I mean, I got a good enough job. I drive a nice car. I just don't feel like spending a bunch of money on, you know, living with a chick.
I didn't say you should spend it on living with a chick. What do you live with, mom and dad now?
Actually, I live in sober living.
Oh, you're in rehab.
Yeah, you could say that.
What would you call it?
I call it pretty gay, actually, but it's not.
Is it gay rehab?
It's not an inpatient rehab. It's just where you live with a bunch of other people that quit doing what they're doing, you know?
We generally call that rehab.
Right, but rehab, by my definition, is people that have to stay at that place all day long and be constantly supervised and taking classes and going to meetings and blah, 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 blah. This is just where I sleep.
All right. And so why don't you get a better job?
Well, my trade is I'm a certified BMW mechanic, but unfortunately, since I got a bunch of tickets when I was younger, I have to wait a couple of years before I can get a job at a dealership. So I I have to settle for an independent shop. And
well, why didn't you just go to college, son?
I took a couple of semesters at a community college.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Right, like a 4-year?
Yeah, I like study and get good grades there, too.
Because I'm lazy?
Right.
And I went for the trade school.
So when I own a BMW, you'll be fixing mine, will you, son?
Right, as well as mine.
Check the wiper fluid while you're under there.
Yeah, that's no problem. I got plenty of that.
I'll bet you have.
But,
you don't know what I'm going to come to.
Current position, I was wondering if you would think it'd be all right since I'm in this position.
No. No.
Really?
No. That just affirms your status as a loser.
All right. But how would you suppose I would change? Just, quit my job, try and find a better one.
Find a better job, earn more money, have your own apartment.
Okay.
Stop being lazy.
All right. So in the meantime,
right. If you want to go over there and bang her once in a while to her apartment, great. But you leave when you're done banging her. And you don't leave your stuff there.
All right. I see. Well, in my mind, I think it's a better alternative to where I'm staying.
Well, I'm sure you do. But you don't realize that there's a price you're paying for it.
What would that be?
She will consider you the boyfriend.
Right. Problem?
Yes. The problem is that's when the criticisms will start. That's when she will be telling you how to live your life. And a lazy substance abuser like yourself, you're probably not used to hearing people telling you what to do and ever listening to it. That's what you're going to get.
Well, I feel I'm a little used to it because I'm...
So you'd like that? You'd like a woman to start nagging you?
Not that I like it, but I know how to kind of control it, I guess.
Oh, well...
Manipulate it a little
then if you're...
bit,
you see, you're never going to get my stamp of approval. You're sitting here arguing with me about this. Fine, move in with her. I can't stop you.
Okay.
But it's not my stamp of approval. It's my stamp of disapproval.
Stamp of disapproval.
Yep.
All righty. Well, I appreciate the insight there. Do you suppose you could take me out with a Kobe and Halle Berry, please?
Yes, I can.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. I've got 2 minutes with Nick in Portland on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Mr. Leykis. How you doing?
Great.
I just have a quick... Well, first of all, I want to tell you, I don't 100% envy your job, man. You got to deal with some really tough characters, and they should be listening, so they should know your policies, not try to charge you on them and give you a bunch of crap for them. But anyway, my question is... I've always dreamed of having a family, like having some kids to, pass on the fun and knowledge. And I'm just wondering what your thoughts are, on 30-year-old, pretty successful.
I would say in vitro fertilization or adoption. Yeah, and then I would say no women involved and hire a nanny.
Really? I mean, like, even if you find the woman... I mean, I understand your philosophy that it's never going to be the woman of your dreams. Or, it's very rare that it happens. There's exceptions to every rule. But, I feel like I'm there. And,
everybody thinks that.
Yeah, I know. But, so your opinion is not to have a woman in the picture?
Correct, because you'll be paying her forever.
Well, what about the kids? You'll be paying them forever, raising them, putting them through school.
Yeah, but you know what? You will know that the money is going to them.
Well, what about this? I mean, she's as successful, if not more, than I am, and
that's today. Until she has your children.
That's pretty much a given, man, considering the field that we're in. So I'm not real worried about ever having to pay her. As a matter of fact, she's very independent with her money. And
what field are you in?
Medicine.
So you're not worried that she would slow down her work schedule or stop when she has kids?
No, we both kind of work out of the house. You know, like we're both independent
I have
practitioners.
dealt with women who had kids. They worked out of the house, and then they stopped working.
I don't necessarily mean worked out of the house, but we work out of a clinic that's, you know, we run it ourselves, and, you know, it's an independent job type thing.
I do not see any purpose for you in getting married. There's no benefit as a man. None.
The Tom Leykis Show.